everybody, hope you're well. Welcome to episode 20 of St Nick's Kids Online. It's so good to have you with us today. My name's Sarah, I'm the kids pastor here at St Nicholas Bristol, and we're so glad you've joined us. Over August we are looking at the greatest story ever told, and this is the second part of that series. During this episode we're gonna hang out together at the beginning, and then you're gonna watch some really exciting content, and we'll be sending out some activities to go along with this. So if you haven't received one of those, then do get in touch with us at kids@stnicholasbristol.org, and we can send you out some exciting activities via email that go alongside this. Today we are looking at invasion and escape, and we're thinking about the idea that God takes care of his people. We're going to be looking at God's people in their time in Egypt and the Promised Land, and looking at the books of Exodus through to Joshua. So let's take a look at invasion and escape.
Genesis chapter 17, verse 7. I will make my covenant with you, last forever. It will be between me and you, and your family after you for time to come. Chapter 17, verse 7. I will make my covenant with you, last forever. It will be between me and you, and your family after you for time to come. I will be God, and I will be the God of your family after you. Genesis
hero, whatever comes my way, I'll say with faith. I'm a hero, whatever comes my way, I'll say with faith. I'm a hero, whatever comes my way, I'll say with faith. I'm a hero.
Strong in the struggle, we have a champion. Brave every battle, God says we're gonna win. Destined for greatness, more than a conqueror. Jesus who loves us, he says I'm a hero. 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 I'm a hero.
I was nowhere, you came to my rescue. From the grave I've been raised. When I needed a savior to save me, Jesus, you made a way. I was blind, but these eyes have been opened. Now I walk in the light. Every step on this road I will follow. Jesus, you made a way. You are the way. You are the way. Lost and dead, but your love came to find me. Jesus, you are the way. You are the way. You are the way. You're the light shining bright in the darkness. Jesus, you are the way. Jesus, the only way. All my days are secure in your promise, never standing alone. You're the truth, you're the life, you're my future. Jesus, you made a way. I'm alive in the love that you give me, free to dance once again. You will lead me from glory to glory. Jesus, you made a way. You are the way. You are the way. Lost and dead, but your love came to find me. Jesus, you are the way. Oh, Jesus, the only way. You are the way. You are the way. You're the light shining bright in the darkness. Jesus, you are the way. You are the way. You are the way. Lost and dead, but your love came to find me. Jesus, you are the way. You are the way. You are the way. You're the light shining bright in the darkness. Jesus, you are the way. Oh!
Previously on Big.
Are you excited for the premiere of your movie, Funny?
I may have promised a few people that would pick them up first.
Oh, sure. You're the boss.
Dave!
Of course it is. Who are you expecting?
You. Don't be starting your tradition.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Tis I, Bean Archibald III Jr. at your service. Hey, this is a bit fancy, although it's slightly larger than my vehicle, the Beanmobile. I wonder what the gas to mileage ratio is like in this thing.
I don't know, but I do know it has this.
Oh.
I need this in my office.
Oh, very enjoyable. Travelling to our movie premiere in a very comfortable car with terrible gas mileage, 17 miles to the gallon. And with two of my foremost companions.
Huh?
Best friends?
Aw, thanks, Bean.
Oh, but we haven't always been best friends, have we been?
What do you mean?
That's right. We had an epic battle all over a tiny fridge.
The tiny fridge.
Hey, what are you drinking? And where did that fridge come from?
This, my friends, is pure, sparkling Israeli water. This company sent me a fridge full of them as a promotion. They said they'd send me some more boxes next week. But these came today.
Guys, I don't think this is the water delivery.
And we were soon joined by friends from all over Big HQ. A merry old time was had by all, until what started out as innocent fun became so much more.
Hello, cast. My fellow accountants and I have been hearing a few things on the grapevine. We have looked at the numbers, and we simply cannot find room in the budget for the increase in electricity costs.
Well, what does that mean?
It means we will be confiscating your new fridge.
No! Whoa. We challenge you to a game of last person standing. One hit and you're out. Winner takes the fridge.
Yeah.
We're in.
Oh.
It was the most intense day at work ever.
We were fighting like our lives were on the line.
Don't blame me. Blame that fridge.
No, I don't think so.
It was a very small one.
You said
My department.
All right,
settle down.
Crush.
We dropped you off back there.
That's right. We're here to play you our latest jam.
It's all about how God takes care of his people.
It's called God Takes Care of His People.
It's the greatest story ever told. It's the greatest story ever told. It's the greatest story ever told. It's the greatest story.
God's people were having a few bad days.
Captive in Egypt and living as slaves.
God chose an outcast, a guy named Moses.
Who told that Pharaoh?
Let my people go, sis.
All of the story, ups and downs.
God protects.
They act like clowns.
Delivered them to the promised land.
Took care of his people.
Now isn't that grand?
It's the greatest story ever told. It's the greatest story ever told. It's the greatest story ever told. It's the greatest story.
All right. See you later.
That was a rocking tune.
I feel like I've heard it before.
But let's get back to the story. We were stuck between a rock and a hard place. Luckily, Nath found a way to get an advantage.
This might seem crazy, but I know of a place, a landing that will give any team the perfect vantage point to defend their territory. I promise you, This landing is exactly what we need.
Oh, okay, but we may be up there for a long time. Many players remain in the game.
We should take the drinks that we got to stay hydrated.
Okay, it's decided. We will take the Israelites to the Promised Landing.
Rebuilt the wall.
Well, that means, by my calculations, they've got an increased chance of 79% of beating us. Accountants, run! That landing sure gave you an advantage.
But we couldn't stay there forever. Pretty soon we had to move on.
And that's when you started to cheat.
Cheat? Cheat? Who, me?
Yes, you. Remember you upgraded your hero blaster?
Well done, FMD. You and your team have fought valiantly. You have come so far for one so puny. But you are no match for me.
Anyone for church babies?
Hello there, my little bouncing budgie.
Hi.
So good to be here at church, no?
Church.
Yes, my friend. But I've had a rough week.
No.
Yes, my friend. On Monday, I eat some chili with my lunch. I need 2 glasses of milk to wash away the heat.
Hot.
On Tuesday, I eat some chili with my dinner. I need 4 glasses of milk to wash away the heat.
Hot.
On Wednesday, I drank some milk. Feel like eating chilies. I don't know why.
Chili hot.
Yes. You're very, very hot. But you're the only one who listens to me. So let me tell to you. Number 1 problem of week. You see, my parents are talking about taking me to the motherland for vacation for 4 weeks. I don't know if I want to say goodbye for that long.
Goodbye.
Yes, well, I'm not sure that we're going yet.
Farewell.
Look, hang on. I'm nervous about being away from my home.
Au revoir.
Stop it. I don't know if I'll be okay.
Take care.
What was that, my friend?
Take care.
Are you telling to me that I should not be nervous of big trip because just like we see in story of Moses, God takes care of his people? Is that what you telling to me, my friend? Hey, where did you go?
Adios, amigo.
Hey, I'm the one that's going, not you. Hey, don't leave me behind. Oh, I can't walk. How do I get out of here? How did he get out of here?
What were we talking about?
You, your crazy hero blaster, and my feet.
What do you mean, your feet?
I surrender! I surrender! I'm putting my hero blaster on the ground.
Okay, but just get rid of those socks. You've put up a brave fight, FMD, but I calculated the odds and we were an even match until I bought this blaster. No hands in human history can fire as fast as this one can. Now the fridge is mine.
So, Bean, you are correct. My hands are no match for your blaster, but you can't beat my feet.
Bother.
I learned a lot that day. I was pursuing you like a crazy pharaoh going after the Israelites, but it was like you were protected the whole time. You found the promised landing, and even though I had a blaster you could not beat, you were still protected by your feet. I remember reading the story afterwards about the Israelites and their journey from Egypt to the promised land and how God took care of them every step of the way. From parting the Red Sea to a pillar of cloud in the sky, to food every day. Even their clothes never wore out because God was looking after them. Seas may not part for us or clouds show us the way, but because of what Jesus has done, us Christians are now part of God's family, adopted daughters and sons who he loves very much. God still takes care of his people, us. What's happening?
We're picking up another person.
Who is it?
The books of Exodus through to Joshua show the constant faithfulness of God rescuing his people. From Moses and the Ten Commandments to Joshua and the crumbling walls of Jericho, these 4 books showcase God's incredible plan to rescue his people. At the beginning of Exodus, God uses a man named Moses to rescue the Israelites from slavery in Egypt, where they had been slaves for over 400 years under Pharaoh's rule. The Israelites were on their way out of Egypt following Moses, who was led by God to deliver them to the land he promised them. But as they left on their journey, Pharaoh changed his mind and went after them, saying, "What have we done letting all of those Israelites get away?" Pharaoh and his army chased the Israelites all the way to the Red Sea, trying to get them back. But God was faithful to his promise, and the Red Sea in front of them parted. Moses and the Israelites escaped Pharaoh's army and began their journey to the Promised Land. As they traveled through a desert with no map, God sent them a huge cloud to guide them by day and a pillar of fire to give them light at night. These pillars are a picture of God's faithfulness and a lesson to us that God never leaves nor forsakes his people. Although the books of Exodus to Joshua are full of amazing miracles, it didn't stop the people of Israel grumbling, complaining, and making bad decisions. Even so, God continued to speak through Moses and his brother Aaron and set laws that each Israelite person must obey. These laws covered everything from what foods they were to eat to the holidays they were to celebrate. Just like God took care of the Israelites, even when they didn't obey his word, God always looks after his people, you and me, as we continue to discover the greatest story ever told.
Interesting. Maybe.
FMD's big quiz? It's me, FMD! It's time for my quiz! Up on your feet, and when you see the right answer, do the same pose as me! Question! What food did we bake today? Pizza? Cake? Or manna? Was it pizza? Or cake? Or manna? We baked manna! Question! Who takes care of his people? God, dog, or frog? Is it God? Is it dog? Or is it frog? It's God, of course! Question! Moses and the Israelites escaped from Pharaoh through which sea? The Dead Sea, the Red Sea, or the Black Sea? Was it the Dead Sea, Red Sea, or Black Sea? They escaped through the Red Sea! Well done! Now it's time to dance! See you next time!
Hi, I'm Rhiannon, and these are my friends Lauren and Josh.
Hi!
And we're bringing you today's big message live, which is all about invasion and escape. I was a professional promise breaker when I was a kid. Let me give you an example. Lauren, can you ask me to clean my room?
Rhiannon, clean your room.
Sure, Mum. I will get right on that. Cut to 10 minutes later.
Rhiannon, have you cleaned your room yet?
Yep. Sure, Mum. I'm on it. I didn't do it. There are lots of promises made out there in the world, some big and some small. But there was one promise made by God a long time ago that had a lot of people wondering if he would ever come through. Let's take a look at some of the stories found in the book of Exodus through to Joshua in the Old Testament. From Pharaoh to Let's Go. At the start of the book of Exodus, God's chosen people, the Israelites, were in slavery in the nation of Egypt. They'd been there for 400 years. Family after family were born into slavery. No one knew what it was like to be free, but they still lived with hope. Hope that they would one day be saved. God had promised hundreds of years before that he would send someone to save them, someone to deliver them and bring them into a promised land, a land of their own. God cared deeply and had a plan to save the entire nation of Israel and come through on his promise. Over 5 books in the Old Testament, we see that plan hatched. The main character is, you probably know, Moses, who comes back to Egypt after being away for 40 years to confront Pharaoh and tell him to let his people go. Hey, Lauren, can you read Exodus 5 verse 1 for us?
After this presentation to Israel's leaders, Moses and Aaron went and spoke to Pharaoh. They told him, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Let my people go so they may hold a festival in my honor in the wilderness."
It wasn't easy, but after plagues, problems, and persecution from God, Pharaoh let them go, and they headed off into the wilderness to get to the promised land that God had for them. Freedom at last, which brings us to a caring God. Eventually, after they were free, however, God's people weren't so sure of how to live like free people and made things so much harder than they had to be. But all along, God was kind. God cared. He sent special food called manna from the heavens to feed his people. He provided water in the desert, clothes and shoes that never wore out, pillars of cloud for guidance in the daytime, and fire to guard them at nighttime. Miraculous healing from snake bites. Let's have a look at Exodus 34 verse 6. Josh?
The Lord passed in front of Moses, calling out, "Yahweh, the Lord, the God of compassion and mercy. I am slow to anger and filled with unfailing love and faithfulness."
Don't look at the Israelites and think, man, I would have done it differently. I actually think that we are just like them. Grumbling, complaining, saying and doing the wrong things. Does that sound like us?
Yes.
No way.
Really?
Maybe.
But God, so rich in kindness, he keeps his promises. Let's finish by talking about from captivity to Canaan. The story of Exodus through to Joshua introduces some very important ideas about freedom, being right with God, obeying God, and we meet a bunch of really important characters too. Moses, his brother Aaron, Pharaoh, and Joshua. He's the one who takes the Israelites into the promised land. There's giants, plagues, earthquakes, collapsing cities, hero spies, heavenly visions. It's pretty amazing stuff. But the entire story found in these books are summed up by this thought: God cares for his people. Through slavery, wilderness, and the promised land, we see a God who cares. He cares enough to free his people and deliver them into an amazing promise. And that promise is for me and you today. Hey, Lauren, can you read Hebrews 13 verse 6 for us?
Don't be obsessed with getting more material things. Be relaxed with what you have, since God assured us, "I'll never let you down, never walk off and leave you." We can boldly quote, "God is there ready to help. I'm fearless no matter what. Who or what can get to me?"
Now that is a promise that will change your life. God takes care of his people.
I find myself searching. I'm searching for something. I'm out of my depths and I'm longing for wisdom. But I know when I call, there's somebody reaching, holding me so tight. I feel my heart beating. Oh, it's you, only you. Darkness will never defeat me, 'cause your love is a force field around me. Wow, force field around me. Your love is a force field around me. Force field around me. Your love is a force field around me. Although I sail through a valley of shadows, you are my armor, my strength in the